Yo, what is up, guys? Thursday, June the 10th. June 10th, 2021, guys. What's going on? Hope you're all doing well. I'm Chris Phillips, the Daily Crow, as always. Appreciate you guys tuning in, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Again, guys, happy Thursday. Already see Phil, Brendan M., Tanner Land, Josh Reichley, Sean O'Brien, Roche, Brack. What's going on? Everybody, the whole gang's here. The whole gang is here. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Got a packed show here on a Thursday. Had a great podcast drop this morning talking Gamecocks baseball. Also, great conversation with Cedric Cooper, former South Carolina defensive lineman. Great stuff here on a Thursday, guys. Again, appreciate you all tuning in. Great day to have a day. Brian Dean, what's going on? Hey, before we get going with everything, I do want to tell you about our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Guys, they're young but experienced and aggressive attorneys. They're both former prosecutors who used to represent insurance companies but switching sides. They both worked at larger law firms where they represented hundreds of clients at a time. And guys, they both left to start their own law firm because they understand you're an actual human being, right, with real problems. You're not just a line item. You're not just a number. You are a real person who needs special attention. They're going to give you that with Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, guys. They're a small boutique law firm that treats their clients like family. Like I said, they're going to know who you are and treat you like a client, not a number. They handle injury cases that arise from car accidents and work accidents. Guys, do not try to take on the insurance company yourself. When you've been involved in an accident, the last thing that you need to be worrying about is doing paperwork and dealing with the insurance company. Let the experts over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm handle it for you, guys. They use the latest technology to make representation efficient yet effective. And guys, you do not pay them unless they recover money for you. So it's a win-win for you guys. Rami's in Columbia, Curtis is in Charleston. They handle cases statewide. They also offer virtual or in-person consultations at no charge. Give them a call today, guys, in Columbia, 803-973-0304, or in their Somerville location, 843-388-3368. Or, of course, guys, your one-stop shop, their website, dsinjurylaw.com for more information. Again, that's dsinjurylaw.com for more information. Again, guys, it's our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. Okay, what's going on? 843-790-3377. Again, that's 843-790-3377. Great day to have a day, folks. Hope you're all doing well, like I said, here on this Thursday. Truly appreciate you guys tuning in. Really fun stuff. Got a lot to get into. We can talk whatever you guys want. Like I said, the phone lines are open. So taking all your questions, comments, everything else. Let's see. Like I said, I see everybody in here. How you guys doing today? What's going on? What's on your mind? Brendan M. says, what's up, Chris? Good show this morning. Hey, I appreciate it. So, yeah, if you missed it, which I celebrated a stogie accordingly last night, because today's show, of course, and I told you guys earlier this week, was going to be really when we put a pin in the 2021 baseball season, because this show centered around postseason grades for Gamecocks baseball. Also, we handed out awards, our postseason awards show. You guys probably remember we did that at the midway point, so of course it's only right. Postseason awards show today. But you know what the crazy thing is? Today's kind of sad too, in a way. In a way, it's kind of sad, because today's show is probably the last time baseball will lead the podcast. I mean, probably till like January of next year, which is crazy, because, I mean, we're in full preseason football mode now, and obviously we're going to get into the season with football, and I mean, it only makes sense. We're going to be talking football, right? Football's going to be the lead, and of course I'm excited for that, but just kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy. Probably the last show where baseball will lead off, no pun intended, where baseball will lead off till probably January, till next year, man. But hey, it's on with football. It's on with football. You see, we got the football cap on. Shout out Gamecocks lacrosse, by the way. My guy Pete Candela, the new head coach. Very excited, guys. Quick reminder, if you did not know, by the way, podcast will drop tomorrow as normal as we continue along with the 2021 opponent preview series, breaking down the Tennessee Volunteers. But no Daily Crow tomorrow. I will be on the beach. So, no Daily Crow tomorrow. I apologize. I got offered to go to the beach with a friend of mine, and I was like, you know what? Can't pass it up. So, can't pass it up. My first my first beach trip of the year. So should be a good time. But podcast will drop as normal. Of course, content you guys already know will be rolling. So, yeah, really good stuff. Phil Harris, daily weather report for New Hampshire, 75 degrees and partly cloudy. Comfortable day for you, Phil. USC Insider, what's going on? Brack says, I didn't even play baseball growing up, but, man, I love watching the Gamecocks. Yeah, I mean, it's hey, Gamecock fans love a winner. You know what I mean? You don't really have to even love the sport. If our team is doing well and they're winning, it's easy to get behind them. So it was a pleasure to watch those guys this season. And, of course, did it end the way we all wanted? No, but it was a hell of a ride, man. It was a hell of a ride, and it was a good group of dudes, and it was a good ball club. Obviously, we know the deficiencies and the struggles with hitting, and I talked about that a lot on today's show. But, what the priorities need to be for Gamecocks baseball. But it was a hell of a ride, man. It was a hell of a year. And like I said, it was definitely special for me, man. Just, first year, first season covering the Yardcocks full time. We actually had a season. I didn't get here till August of 19, and last year just got completely ripped away. So it was awesome, man. It was everything I could have hoped and more. Getting to go to the yard every single day and basically every single day, having an excuse to watch baseball and looking forward to games all weekend, and it was incredible. So it was incredible. And I'll look forward to next season. I'm even excited to just go to, like, scrimmages in the fall. I missed that part of it. I mean, that's how much of a baseball degenerate, I guess, I am. So I even missed that side of it. But, no, it was a hell of a ride, man. It was a hell of a ride. But, again, guys, taking your comments, questions, comments, calls as well. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Guys, like I said, tomorrow we're continuing along with the 2021 Opponent Preview Series. Tomorrow's show will be the Tennessee Volunteers. So, everybody loves Tennessee. Everybody loves Tennessee, right? So, it'll be really fun stuff. Really interesting show tomorrow. Let's see. Again, guys, how's your Thursday going? You guys are a little quiet here on a Thursday. A little bit quiet. Hey, what do we think about the new upgrades to the indoor facility? Shane Beamer and company upgrading the indoor. Looks awesome. Looks incredible. They dropped that bomb on us last night. I'll be honest with you. When I first saw the title of the video, I was like, they are not dropping new uniforms right now. Like, I was like, oh my God, is this a uniform video? But the indoor facility getting a much-needed facelift for obvious reasons. They needed to change some things, but no, it looks great. Looks great, man. Honestly, it's incredible. It's incredible stuff. Brack with the middle finger to the Tennessee Vols. USC Insider says only if Garcia was one of the picks. And USC Insider, you bring that up, and I've debated whether I want to say something on social media. I really have. Because, like, I don't want to be that guy in a way. I don't want to be that guy in a way. But you guys follow me. I mean, I've made a business out of being that guy. So I might have to be that guy. But I don't want to make a big deal out of it. But I just cannot listen. I know Steven Garcia has a checkered past. And I know Steven Garcia did not leave USC on fantastic terms. Call it for what it is. He didn't leave USC on the great terms, right? He didn't. I mean, we all know what happened. Kicked out of school, all the trouble he got in. Did he represent the university in the brightest light when he was there? Not particularly. But, and I haven't seen, I guess, is it confirmed USC Insider that Garcia is not one of the guys? Because, I mean, from what I've seen, I haven't seen it, but I don't want to make any not accusations. I don't want to draw any conclusions without, I haven't been in the indoor. You know what I mean? I haven't been inside there yet to see the upgrades, of course. So, but I'm assuming he's not. From what I've seen, he's not. And if that be the case, here's my issue with it. Okay. Listen, we want to flash our guys that got drafted, especially first rounders. I mean, you definitely want to. That's a huge thing for recruiting. Whether they're your favorite Gamecocks or not, you got to show those guys off. But on the banner or whatever that has the players, you have Javon Kinlaw on there, which, fine, first rounder, I get it. But you have Javon Kinlaw, who literally, openly called Gamecock fans the worst. On his soul now, the worst. You're displaying that guy. But the quarterback, there's only one quarterback in school history, guys, that took you to Atlanta. Only one. Only one. Only one. And you don't get there without him. And that man's name is Stephen Garcia. I don't understand it. Why 10 years later, why is Garcia still getting shit on? I just don't get it. I don't, and I don't know if people would get upset at me bringing that up, but the facts are the facts. Javon Kinlaw called out the South Carolina fan base, said they're the worst, and not only has he not apologized, he's doubled down on it. Like, he felt what he felt. He's not going to apologize, and it is what it is. And I don't really give a damn. But how are you going to bring light and shine light on this guy, that guy, but you're not going to shine light on a guy that loves USC, loves South Carolina fans, he loves Beamer. Oh, and by the way, he won the SEC East, and I guess Connor Shaw didn't do that. And I love Shaw. Shaw's my guy. Like, that's my favorite Gamecock football player of all time, Connor Shaw. I just don't get it. You know what I mean? I don't get that. So, I don't get it. Braxis Garcia was the beginning of a great streak. He was. John Gibbs, what's up, man? What's up? Keith. Debo ran his mouth about the fans. He was at the spring game. But Debo at least apologized. At least Debo went back on and said, hey, like, emotions ran high, I misspoke, whatever. Kinlaw hadn't said a word. I mean, is there a less liked Gamecock, especially a Gamecock that was as good as he was? I mean, is there a less liked Gamecock than Javon Kinlaw? I mean, and hey, I believe in don't take things personally. Don't, like, hold grudges, especially. Like, when you hold a grudge, it only hurts you, not the person you hold the grudge against. So, like, I don't hold any grudges. And I forgive, but we don't forget, And when I see for Javon Kinlaw, hey, he had a great career at Carolina. He's tearing it up in the NFL. It looks great for us. We're using that in recruiting. That's why the whole J.C. Horn opt-out thing. Like, it is what it is, bro. We used him, and he used us. It is what it is. I mean, J.C. Horn made a decision best for him. I have no issue with it, But, I mean, it is what it is, guys. We're going to flash him as a top 10 pick. He went to Carolina, and he used us to get to the league. Whatever. It is what it is. Fair transaction. All parties are left satisfied. All parties are left satisfied. But, unfortunately, when I look at Kinlaw, I'm not going to – the things that are going to stand out to me about Kinlaw are the first thought that's going to come to my head. It's not going to be any great plays he made. It's not going to be any on-field moments. It is going to be that he called South Carolina fans the worst. That's all I can think about when I think about Javon Kinlaw. And to not have Steve – like, here's my thing. Here's the guys that should be displayed on that on those banners. Can you tell the history of South Carolina football with or without mentioning X player, right? There are certain guys you cannot tell the history of Carolina football without mentioning their name, right? Like Marcus Lattimore. I mean, you cannot tell the history of the program without mentioning Marcus Lattimore. Connor Shaw, Steve Spurrier, Lou Holtz, Sterling Sharp, George Rogers, George Rogers. Sterling Sharp, Steve Tannehill, I think, is a big one. Stephen Garcia falls in that category. I can tell the history of Carolina football without mentioning Javon Kinlaw's name. I'm glad he got picked where he got picked, and it looks great on us. And I'm not saying they should take him down, but, like, why is Garcia not also up there? Again, am I an asshole for asking that question? Like, because I really have thought about making a video and putting it on social media and just putting it out there in the universe. Why? Am I an asshole for because, like, here's the thing, guys. Right now, we're in the landscape of this. We are in the honeymoon phase of Shane Beamer. And I love it. We all love it. He's doing everything right. He's crushing the honeymoon phase. But so to put out a comment like I just made would be like, oh, I'm like saying something that's not peachy and sunshine pumping and you know what I mean? So people are going to be like, oh my, you're just trying to start shit. You're trying to make a scene. I'm really not. I'm just asking a sincere question. You know? So I don't want people to think I'm being negative to be negative. And it's not negative. It's just a question. Like, I just don't understand it. I don't understand why Stephen Garcia is still not embraced. I feel like the way he should be. I mean, is his mural even up in the quarterback room? I don't think it is. It's Shaw, Anthony Wright, Tannehill, and Todd Ellis. I mean, how is Stephen Garcia literally won the East, bro? And Taylor with the worst comment of all comments. Garcia was a bust. All he did was beat Bama. Well, Taylor, all he did was get this team to Atlanta, somewhere we have never been before. So you can spin it all you want. You can say he was a bust. And you might not be totally wrong in the sense of when you define what a bust is, someone who has extreme potential and falls short of all those goals, Garcia certainly did that in many ways, right? He was not perfect at all. He fell short in many, many ways, no question. But, I mean, are you really not going to mention the guy that got South Carolina football to Atlanta? I mean, the one guy? You know? I mean, it's backwards, bro. It's just so ass backwards to me. I don't know. Taylor says, I mean, he lost to Kentucky the next week. I mean, do you want to start blaming Shaw for losing to Tennessee? Do you want to blame him for losing to LSU on the – I mean, we can play that game. We can play that game, bro. If you want to play it, we'll play it. If you want to play that game, we can play it. The bottom line, the point is that he got South Carolina football to where no one else has. Hey, he also went undefeated against Clemson. I mean, there's another thing. I mean, we can't, like, are we really going to have the argument? Are we really going to have the argument? So, anyways, maybe it's not worth the conversation. I thought that was weird. I mean, if you don't believe that Garcia deserves to be highlighted by the school in some way at the facilities, then I guess we don't have a conversation here. It is what it is. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it, but I just, can you tell the history of South Carolina football without mentioning Stephen Garcia? Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? I don't think so. I don't think you can. You can't. You absolutely cannot. Adam Ritter says, your thoughts on Myers transferring? I mean, a guy that just wanted to go play, man. I mean, I don't, and I'll tell you, because I'm sure, Ritter, you're someone that's, you see guys transferring, and, I mean, you're panic button Ritter, right? You're panic mode. What's going on? It's not an indictment on the program for guys to transfer. Like, I mean, Noah Myers wasn't going to be an everyday guy next year. I don't think there's any debate. He wasn't going to be an everyday guy next year, and he wants to go somewhere where he can be an everyday guy. It's pretty plain and simple. It's not an indictment on the program or the program's bad, but there's only 9 spots on a field. There's only 9 guys that can play at once. And, Noah Myers, I don't think he's one of your best 9. So, that's not an indictment on USC. It's just he wants to play every day, So, Tanner Lynn says, Garcia deserves a banner for picking Bama apart in 2010 and taking us to Atlanta. It's not even a banner, man, or a ring. It's just part of the mural. I mean, it's just that I don't think that's asking like anything. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, you got Steve Tannehill up there. What'd he win? I mean, he won the first bowl game in school history. I mean, I'm not taking away from Steve, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, What are we talking about? Come on. We got Todd Ellis highlighted. The man threw 100 interceptions. I mean, good God. Love Todd, but that's the facts. That's the facts. Anthony Wright's highlighted, and granted, he was a draft guy and played well in the NFL, and I love A1, but God, he played on some terrible South Carolina teams. Garcia's not going to be highlighted, and he won the SEC East? I mean, that's just crazy. That's crazy. Whatever. And like I said, that the reaction, I don't know. Is it really worth bringing up? Does it matter? I guess if Stephen Garcia doesn't care, I shouldn't care. And I know Stephen's just doing his thing and does not care at all. And he loves South Carolina and will continue to love South Carolina. And he's got nothing but love in his heart for South Carolina. But, think about it, guys. Stephen Garcia finally came back and did the Gamecocks chant in 2019. It took him 8 years to get over it. It's crazy. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Taylor, are you a Garcia hater? Like, do you hate this guy? He says the defense won the SEC East. I mean, like, what's your beef with him? Like, I need to know. What is your beef with Garcia? Taylor Novinger confirmed hates Stephen Garcia. Confirm it. Write it down in pen. Taylor Novinger hates Stephen Garcia because there's just no way any Gamecock fan that didn't have something against the guy would be this passionate about, like, trying to highlight his deficiencies or his downfalls. I mean, it's crazy. Taylor Novinger hates Garcia. Put it in writing. Put it in writing. Eric Price, I said this last season, going to say it again. Why can't we get Patrick Reedy in the game? How often do you have a 6'7", 265-pound tight end? Surely you can find some use for the guy. Well, maybe Beamer and Satterfield will. I don't know. Taylor Novinger says nobody likes highlighting a drunk. Like, my God, bro. Like, come on. Jeez. Then Steve Tannehill shouldn't probably be highlighted. Good Lord. Billy Vincent, bottom line, kid was kicked out of school. I mean, whatever. Okay. Fair. Again, I'm not saying give the guy a Heisman Trophy. I'm not saying, like, build him a statue. I'm just saying, why was he not included on the mural? I don't think that's crazy. I don't think that's crazy. I didn't know there were this many Gamecock fans that disliked Stephen Garcia. My goodness. Wow. I thought Garcia was a pretty universally liked guy. I guess not. I guess not. Kevin O'Sullivan making a statement that he is staying in Florida. He's staying with the Gators. Taylor Novinger says he knows Garth. Yeah, I'm sure you do, bro. Like, I am sure you do. I am sure you do. I am sure you do, my friend. Tim Dorn says, who wasn't a drunk in college? Brack, what were all the people that don't like him doing when they were in college? Anthony Dillard loved Garcia, loves energy. I didn't mean to make this, I guess, the Stephen Garcia Daily Crow. I just asked a question. You're going to feature Javon Kinlaw, who said he literally hates South Carolina fans and they're the worst fans in the country on his soul. Why will you not feature Garcia? I mean, what's the worst thing he did? Drink a beer? Get lit? He got lit? That's the worst thing he did? Come on. Whatever. I guess we can have differing opinions. That's the beauty of it. That is the beauty. Again, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. That's the beauty of the Daily Crow, by the way, guys, is, it can be very random. We talk about all kinds of stuff here. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. Eric Price, I see we're talking flakes and busts today. I will drop one y'all might not be able to remember. Demetrius Summers. Yeah, I remember Meat. Yep, my first South Carolina football game in person was Vanderbilt 2003. Yep. I mean, Meat was another guy that just could not stay out of trouble. Just could not. Had all the talent in the world, 5-star player, just couldn't stay on the field because of off-field stuff. So. Let's see. Billy Vincent, nothing but love for Garcia. However, his expulsion is hard to overcome. I mean, not really. I mean, who cares? I mean, whatever. He got kicked out of school. It is what it is. Shit happens. I mean, but I mean, like I said, I mean, it's been 10 years, man. It's been 10 years. Like, I mean, it's not like this happened last year. It's been 10 years. Anyways, Anthony Dillard, I also love defense. How's the defense going to look this year? I mean, the big question, of course, for the defense is in the back end. And going into the month of July, when we start breaking down overall units and position units and really getting the nitty-gritty of breaking down and previewing the season, of course, we'll get much more in detail with it. But I think we all know the question is going to surround around the secondary. I mean, you just lost so much there. And but what's really intriguing and interesting about this defense is this. See, I say that, but even with those guys, the defense was terrible. So even, I mean, with all due respect to them, even with guys like J.C. Horn and Israel McQuamu and John Dixon and Jammy, the defense was terrible. I mean, how much – the defense literally I don't think can be any worse than it was last year. So, you know, I think there are some talented players in the back end. The biggest thing is they're inexperienced, you know. But I think certainly that will be the weak link of the defense. I think that will be the weak link, no question. And, you know, you're going to have to rely on a really good pass rush to help out your secondary. You know, the defensive line, I think, is probably the strength of the football team. It's probably the best position unit on the field for the Gamecocks. You know, the front seven should be good. You know, hopefully Debo Williams is a legit ball player. I mean, everything points to that he is. But, of course, he's adjusting to the SEC game coming from Delaware. So, you know, if he can come in, fill in the shoes of Ernest Jones, which I think is a very underrated storyline in regards to can we replace, you know, Ernest Jones. I really thought even when things were going poorly was the heart and soul of the defense, just a lunch pail type of player. You know, he brought it each and every single week. So you got to fill his shoes and replace him. But, I mean, you feel pretty good about your defensive front. It's all about the secondary. So I think teams who can really throw the ball will probably give us some trouble. I mean, guys, like I said, when your most experienced defensive back is Cam Smith and he has 3 career starts, that's a little scary. But, you know, there's talent back. Their depth is a concern, too. But, hey, you've added some other guys. Marcellus Dial, you added the kid from, what's his name, from Washington State. So, you know, who knows? Who knows? But, I think you're definitely – the big question I'll have in the 4-2-5 is how often do we blitz? Because it's one of those things where you either say, okay, we got really talented players up front, so we believe we can get there with 4, maybe even 3, but most likely 4. We believe we can get there with 4, and we're going to play coverage, right? And we believe we're going to get there with 4. Or you say, okay, we know the secondary is a liability. So what's going to help the secondary out? A great pass rush. We're going to send 5, 6, maybe 7. You know, we're going to send them. We're going to come at you. And we're going to try to help out the secondary in that way. So it'll be interesting to see how they do that. And obviously, it'll depend on the matchups and stuff like that. But Jonah Gaunt says, who do you think has the potential to step up as the voice of the defense this year? We've been missing that since Swearinger. Well, I think Ernest Jones was the voice last year. I think he was the leader. You know, I think looking at this team, maybe a Debo Williams, but he's a first-year player. You know, I think you look at a guy like J.J. Nigbare. I think he can be that leader for the defense. You'd like Cam Smith to take that role in the secondary. Maybe a Jordan Birch. Who knows? Being a, you know, I think he comes into his own this year. Anthony Dillard. Who do you see stepping up at receiver? I've been saying this, guys, since he signed with South Carolina, since he transferred here. I really believe Amarian Brown's going to be wide receiver 1. I really do. I just think when you look at his tape and what he did at Georgia Tech and and the shiftiness, the agility. I mean, he's got, and he's already done it. I mean, he balled out at Tech. So, and that's a guy that like nobody's talking about. And I understand why, because he didn't play in the spring game. He was hampered for a good bit of spring ball. But I'm telling you, man, I think Amarian Brown, I think he's going to be our number one wideout. I really do. Really, really quick. Just that, if nothing else, he is going to help you stretch the field. If nothing else. So, but definitely you gotta find some guys, man. I mean, I think certainly EJ Jenkins. What do you get out of your returners, man? Can Dak Joyner finally break out? Can Ortre Smith return to form? Can Josh Vann finally live up to the potential? Can the young guys like Rico Powers and Jakari Caldwell and Mike Wyman, can they do anything? What can they give you? Can Xavier Legette be a game breaker that I thought he was going to be last year? I mean, like I said, after the spring game, you have a lot of guys in your wide receiver room. You got a lot of guys, a lot of options. You got to find some dudes, man. You got to find some guys, some freaking playmakers, guys that are going to make plays. You got bodies, but you need playmakers. So, the wide receiver room is rough. Let's call it for what it is. It is. The wide receiver room is rough. We're not going to be a football team that throws it 40 or 50 times a game. I mean, heck, I'll make this bet with you guys right now. I think in games where South Carolina throws the football 30 times or more, I think they lose every single one of them. I think you're going to have to run to win. I really do. I think you're going to have to run to win. Bottom line. I just don't think you're good enough on the outside. I mean, yeah, you got Nick Muse too, and you got Jaheim Bell. So, I mean, there are some good players, don't get me wrong, but as a whole, as a collective, I mean, that wide receiver room is hurting. Just call it for what it is. It's hurting. So you need some guys to step up, man, and hopefully maybe a couple can surprise us. But I don't know. It is hard for me and basically impossible for me to buy stock into guys like Ortre Smith, like Josh Vann, who, guys, I know we are all very hopeful for a lot of guys on this roster. And I see a comment. Keith says, I've been rooting for Ortre Smith, but don't know if he can be a number one. I know we're hopeful for a lot of guys on this roster that coaching really was the only thing holding them back. Okay. And I'm hopeful for that too. And we're going to find out. We're going to find out for a couple guys. Was it coaching or is this just who you are? And unfortunately, I look at guys like Josh Vann and Ortre Smith and, guys who have been around. I mean, they've been here for a while, man. Dude, Ortre Smith splashed in 2017. That was 4 years ago. But at some point, Ortre, I think he might just be who he is, which is a guy who cannot stay healthy and will never get back to that form. I hope I'm wrong, but, maybe Justin Stepp, like I said, maybe Justin Stepp is a miracle worker to a degree. But again, it's a spring game. Don't take anything, draw any conclusions, but I didn't see anything in the spring game that told me, oh, man, Josh Vann just looks like a different player. Ortre Smith's like a different player, right? I mean, we'll see. That's going to be one of the most intriguing things about this season, I think, is, some guys that we have not seen them live up to their full potential. Was it really just coaching holding them back? Or were they maybe just not the guys we thought they were? Or they're exactly who we thought they were, right? So, Sean O'Brien says, so hopeful for Dak this year. I am as well. You got to get the ball in his hands, man. Justin Bell, wide receiver room is unknown, but that room gets me excited to see who has a breakout year. Yeah, I mean, I guess there is excitement a little bit in the unknown, but, like I told you guys, man, I'm going to be doing position unit breakdowns in the month of July and August, and I'm going to be giving grades for every position unit. So, don't take it personally. Don't get your feelings hurt. Some of the grades are harsh because I can tell you right now, for wide receiver and defensive back, they're going to be harsh. There's no other way to put it, like they are. They are. So, Ram Renovation says, man, we're due to just shock the world, in my opinion. God, I hope you're right. Cheers to that. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I mean, you never know. You never know. Like, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer at all, but I am trying to be realistic in the sense of, at some point, guys just are who they are. But you can win with this team, of course. But like I said, you got to play to your strengths, and we are a team that wants to run the football. We got two great running backs. I think Marshawn Lloyd, which I think he's going to play at his potential. God, what a 1-2 punch. And hey, Quandre White ran it really, really, really well in the spring game. Rashad Amos looked good last year. Bro, you got a freaking stable of dudes at running back. So, we got to play to our strengths. I mean, you got to throw the football to win. There's no question, but you got to play to your strengths. You got to run the football. And that's why, hell, I guess we could get on the conversation of Luke Doty. But that's why I say Luke Doty is the best option, in my opinion, for this team. Now, again, I'm riding with Shane Beamer. If he says Luke Doty's QB1, I'm saying Doty's QB1. If he says Jason Brown, hey, whoever wins the job should play. But it makes sense to me of why Luke Doty should be QB1, because you're not going to be throwing it 40 times a game anyways. So what's the point of having the guy with the bigger arm? It doesn't matter. You need the guy who can improvise, who can extend a broken play, who can keep a defense on their toes, who can make a defense account for him on the field. And that guy's Doty, of course, with his mobility. So, I hope we're seeing like a lot of two-back sets and options, and it's going to be all about keeping defenses guessing. So that's the biggest thing. That's going to be the biggest thing, keeping defenses guessing. Eric Price says, even if the season's a bust, it's going to be so exciting to see Willie B swaying again. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be absolutely incredible, man. It's, like you said, it's a great way to put it. Either way, it is. It's going to be just an absolute blast, man. It's going to be an absolute blast. Cannot wait. I think this is probably the most excited Gamecock fans have been for Carolina football since, 2014? I mean, honestly, I think it's been that long since fans got like this excited. By the way, since I've got you guys here, let me ask you a question. Before I do that, because I'm gonna open up another can of worms and dive into something. Before I do that, let me tell you about my friends over at Flex Squad Fitness, guys, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Flex Squad Fitness, and CJ Profit, the man behind it all. He's been a certified personal trainer for 10 years. And guys, the reason CJ is so good at what he does is because he has been there, done that. He's actually lost the weight himself. He struggled with his own weight for many years until he eventually lost 85 pounds himself doing the exact same type of training that he currently does at the gym. And guys, at Flex Squad, they do one-on-one and small group training. Their program is a mix of strength, high-intensity interval training, and endurance training. And guys, the goal is to not only help people look great on the outside, but more importantly, make them stronger and more confident on the inside. And guys, like I said, he's been there, he's done that, he's lost the weight himself, he's gone through the physical grind, the mental grind. He knows exactly what you're going through, and he's going to be there for you every single step of the way. Guys, the place changes people inside and out. You're not going to regret walking the door. You'll probably just wish that you did it sooner. And guys, right now they're offering a free week for anyone who wants to try out their classes, or 2 free one-on-one sessions to see what they're all about. Or guys, if you go there right now, tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you, you are going to get your first month free. Again, guys, it's a no-brainer. If you're in Columbia, Chapin, or the state of South Carolina, and you're looking to start your fitness journey, look no further than our friends at Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. And that's Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. Sean O'Brien says, Chris, don't open up that QB1 can of worms again. You're probably right. No, we could spend the entire offseason debating it. I wanted to ask you guys this, what I was about to get into. I wanted to ask you guys this, and it's kind of a change of subject a little bit, but I'm curious. And I guess if you're tuned into this right now, that answers my question a little bit. But, I think it's really interesting. Like, obviously I'm in the content world, and like how people consume content, when they consume it, like how engaged they are. For you guys, this time of year, June, July, like, do you feel like you guys are consuming content quite as much? Are you looking at Twitter? Are you looking at Facebook? Are you listening to podcasts? Again, I guess if you're tuned into this, it answers my question a little bit. So you guys are like I've joked around before. Hey, you guys are the true day ones, the true diehards. And when we're in the fall and it's game week and there's 100 or 200 people tuned in live or whatever the hell the number might be, I'm be like, hey, the day ones though, they were here in June, man. They were here in June when we were just pulling stuff out of our ass to talk about. We were literally talking about Steven Garcia on a banner. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just curious the habits of, like, do you guys feel like you look at Twitter as much, or you look at, even social media as much or consume as much content. Like, because I know some people just kind of, I guess they just kind of shut it down for two. They just, they go on vacation. They kind of just whatever, it is what it is. And, Josh Reichley says, yes, sir, in the daily. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you're tuned into this, you're definitely a diehard consuming, which is great. I mean, dude, I appreciate it. Thank you. I sincerely appreciate that. Brack says Twitter and podcast all year. Brack, I appreciate that, my man. I appreciate that for real, for real. Means the world, man. Brendan M says, too much drama to zone out. Yeah. It's funny, man. People ask me, like, man, do you ever get burnt out? Like, how do you have so much to talk about? How could you do 5 shows a week? And I'm like, man, you just don't even know, man. Like, you know what my question would be? Bro, how could you only put out 1 podcast a week about South Carolina? Like, that'd be like a 4-hour show. Like, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to dissect and dive into. Bro, like, almost feel like I have to do a daily show. There's an insane amount to talk about. Sean O'Brien, says, I would say I'm consuming it more this off season. Remember, Sean, it's the preseason, not the off season. No, I'm consuming more this off season due to the new Beamer regime. That's fair. Definitely fair. That's definitely very fair. I definitely think, interest level is a bit higher. I mean, I can't even imagine if like Muschamp was back as coach, everybody just be like, nope, I'll see you kickoff. I don't even want to think about it till then. Eric Price says, I tuned in because it's a slow day at work. Hey, Eric, at least you're honest. He says, but I think right now with the lull in any sports activities, things might be slow to discuss. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's definitely fair. I mean, dude, if it wasn't for me doing my, the opponent previews and stuff like that, I don't know that we'd really have subject to talk about over the next 3 weeks. I mean, really, to be honest with you, I mean, this is most certainly the slowest time of the year. Our baseball team's been eliminated, and I mean, until July 19th, outside of recruiting, obviously, but recruiting is a very reactive thing, not a proactive thing. We have to just wait and see who we get and all that good stuff. But, I mean, outside of July, dude, July 19th is like the next notable South Carolina thing on the schedule, which is SEC Media Days. And then after that, it's August 2nd or August 3rd or whatever the date is, which is the start of fall camp. So, yeah, I mean, Josh Reichley says, first experience at Willie B was in mom's womb. I'm dedicated year-round and absolutely bleed black with Garnet. Love to hear that. Brack says, no off-season. Yes, Brack, your guy Josh Pate definitely got me on that. I've tried to eliminate the word off-season from my vocabulary because it's like, hey, there truly is no off-season when it comes to Carolina football, SEC football, really college football. I mean, we're year-round with this baby. Hey, we really are. Justin says, I think everything slows down like a calm before a storm. Deep in Columbia, South Carolina, where the Roosters crow best at night, it brews the Shane Storm. Yes. Taylor says, recruiting is busy right now, though. It is. I'm not, of course, I know that, but like that's not something where, again, that's very reactive. I mean, here's the thing, guys. Like, I mean, I'm excited for it, and we all see the tweet to the kids on visits and stuff like that. But I mean, what are we going to talk about on the show about that? Oh man, this kid looked really good in his jersey. I mean, how much can you really dissect it? You know what I mean? It's exciting. Don't get me wrong, but we're kind of just waiting on commits to drop. So, Robbie Davis texts in and said, "What up, Chris? It's Robbie Davis. With our coaching staff, there's no reason why we couldn't be turned back into a winning program and possibly make it back to Atlanta. Other things like making it to the playoff, it could happen. I'm not saying it's going to, but it could. Go Gamecocks. Love your show as always because you keep it real. Robbie, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. Brack, I appreciate the love, man. Josh is an awesome dude. Brack also says, yeah, I agree. I think dialing back isn't the worst idea. Plus, it gives us downtime to do something besides the show. Well, I'll tell you this, what I'm most excited for about it is, dialing back on the podcast side, which, in case you guys missed it, we are going from 5 shows a week to 2 shows a week starting next week. Because again, there's not enough substance to put out a show Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. There's just not enough, and I'm not going to put out a show that's like 7 minutes long of me just rambling. Like it's fine. But what's exciting about that, Brack, is it's because, and I could go into a whole separate conversation about this, but I feel like when your schedule's open, that's when you can really get in a really good creative space, and you can kind of let the creative juices flow a little bit. And it's going to give us, I think it's what it's going to do is it's going to provide opportunity to pursue, new content, other content. For example, the NCAA 14 Dynasty thing. Like, with the daily podcast, that's something where it's kind of tough to find the time to do it. And of course, you could do it at night, whatever. It's like, man, like, am I ever going to give myself any time to just chill for 5 seconds, which I'm not complaining, but you guys know what I mean. But, going from 5 shows a week to 2 shows a week, it now gives us, the opportunity to, hey, maybe try some new content, maybe dive into some new content. Like I said, the whole NCAA football thing and the streams and the simulations and all that. So Aaron Gibson says, dude, following recruiting is awesome. Nothing like stalking a 17-year-old kid and guessing what is going on in his mind. Yeah, it sounds great. I mean, listen, dude, I like recruiting. Don't get me wrong. But I've told you guys, like, I've never been like that passionate about knowing what a random 16-year-old is doing. Like, it just, it's exciting. I'll care when they commit, and I'll care more when they sign. I'm glad I don't have to do the job of like, hey, that's on Shane Beamer and his staff. They're doing it. You know what I mean? They're doing it. So, but I mean, recruiting is the lifeblood of college football, right? It is. So. But I don't get my rocks off because a kid made a visit or he said, oh, I loved my visit. They love every visit they take. You know what I mean? Like, what are they going to say? Oh, the visit sucked. Like, now, I mean, I love seeing, like, there was some 4-star linebacker who apparently said, I believe in Shane Beamer. He's going to turn the program around. He's the guy. And you love to hear that. I mean, you do. You love to hear that. Taylor Novager says, restaurant reviews, please. We need more. Yeah, so we're going to keep doing the Villa Tronco stuff. Yeah, so I'm actually scheduled to go there. I'm planning on going there next Tuesday and then the following Thursday. So we're probably going to drop 2 to 3 videos a month. 2 to 3 videos a month from Villa Tronco, just trying out different dishes and featuring different events and all kinds of fun stuff. So, I'm really excited to keep doing that, man. Villa Tronco is incredible. So – but I don't know if we'll do any more restaurant reviews than that. I feel like Mike Yuva has got that space pretty cornered where he just like that dude. I tell you what, Mike's an awesome guy. I don't know if I have the budget to eat out as much as he does. He is out and about eating something different like every night. So hey, more power to it, man. That guy gets after it. He gets after it for sure. But no, I mean, there's a lot of places in Cola I have not tried. I probably should like document some. Like, I've never been to Rockaways. I've never been to – you guys just start listing some. I know there's plenty of places I haven't been to. So, but Sean O'Brien says, yep, not too much excitement until there's pen to paper. And, yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing, man, is like I'm just like, dude, it doesn't mean anything until they sign. These kids can decommit. They can change their mind. And, I mean, dude, I was a college athlete. I got recruited. I know how indecisive you can be. So, But I love hearing the positive progress and what Coach Beamer's doing on the recruiting trail. And, I mean, how can that not fire you up, right? How can that not fire you up? So, again, guys, 843-790-3377. It's been a fun one today. This has been a really, really fun one today. Going to have a lot of great content dropping later today, by the way, guys, with graphics regards to all the grades and the awards from Yardcocks Baseball, of course, from the show today. My buddy Dirt texts in. He says, not sure if you saw the tweet, but with how good Harris and Lloyd are supposed to be, how effective do you think the wide receiver corps needs to be? Well, I mean, they need to, they need to do something. They need to give you something, right? We don't have to have the best wide receivers. I mean, would it help if we had the best wide receivers? I mean, yeah, no question. Basically, what Dirt is asking is, how much does the passing game need to help the running game? Because the running game is going to be there, right? It's going to be there. But how much does the passing game need to help the running game? And, I mean, like I said, I don't think you should be throwing the ball more than 30 times a game. Just enough, though, to keep the defense honest. That's it. Just keep them honest. You don't have to be an elite passing team. You don't have to. You really don't. You don't have to have the best receivers or the best even quarterback, but you need to pass it enough to keep a defense honest. So that'd be my answer. Just keep them honest, man. Just get enough out of your wide receivers to keep teams honest. Enough to where the safeties aren't coming down. It's like, damn. Because I feel like teams are going to be daring us to throw the ball. I mean, that's what I do. If I'm playing South Carolina, I am stacking the box. Like, I'm not letting Kevin Harris run wild on me. I'm not doing it. Josh Reichley says, I'll be ordering my first bit of gear this week. Hey, Josh, appreciate you, sir. Thank you. I know there's been a little bit of a lull in the merch in regards to new merch pieces, but we're going to get that fired back up very, very soon. So just stay tuned. But obviously, again, all of the Beamer merch is still available, and football and baseball, all the great merch we have, all still available. But, new things are always in the works. So Aaron Gibson says teams are going to have to commit an extra guy in the box to stop the run game, so should leave a lot of one-on-ones. Yeah, I mean, that's like I said, that's the reason why I think Amarian Brown is wide receiver one for you. I think he can be that dynamic playmaker that if nothing else, stretches the field for you. If nothing else, I think he can be that guy. So, again, guys, 843-790-3377. Less than 10 minutes left. Kentucky just picked up a transfer linebacker, Jaquez Jones. Jones led Ole Miss with 75 tackles in 2020. Well, Brack says Connor Shaw didn't throw over 30 times very often. Never had more than 300 attempts per year either. Yeah, I mean, dude, people think of Steve Spurrier and throw the ball over the place and the fun and gun. And, dude, he won at South Carolina with running game and defense. I mean, really? No, Savannah. Did I say Tennessee? Kentucky. Kentucky picked up that transfer. Kentucky has announced the addition of transfer linebacker Jaquez Jones. If I said Tennessee, I apologize. Kentucky. So, hell of a pickup for Mark Stoops. But, yeah, no, I mean, we won with running game and defense. Pound the ball with Marcus Lattimore, throw just enough, and also use the legs of Connor Shaw. That's how we won ball games. And we had a dominant defense. That's it. So, Sean O'Brien says, absolutely cannot wait for the ECU and UK games. Those will be fun. I can't wait to go to Greenville. That's going to be incredible. I've never been. That's going to be incredible. And then, obviously, of course, that Kentucky game, man. First SEC home game for Shane Beamer. It's a big one. I mean, we talked about it earlier this week, man. It's a big one. It's just Kentucky will be favored. I mean, you could argue they have the better football team this year, no question. But, God, that's one you'd really like to win. You'd really like to win it. Travis Ford says, yes, but we had Alshon and Bruce and Ace challenging him. Yeah, I mean, no, of course. I'm not taking away from the receivers or the passing game yet, but you won with running game and defense. We ran the football. Everything opened up because we ran the football, because we had Connor Shaw who could scramble. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Busta Anderson, dude, those teams were just talent everywhere, man. It was incredible. Brack, yeah, 2013, Connor Shaw only threw one interception that entire season. Isn't that crazy? One. Either one. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Like I said, guys, I think probably Tuesday we'll start the NCAA simulation. So, Dynasty. Maybe Monday, actually. Heck, I don't know. Actually, probably Monday. I don't know. So, NCAA, South Carolina Dynasty, the NCAA streams are back. Let me ask you this. Would you guys prefer, do you want to do it live or do you want it to be content that like drops on YouTube? Because here's the thing. The live aspect is fun as hell. I mean, I love that. The quality of the video will be better if it is put together previously and then uploaded. So, Justin, I've never been to Vegas. Never been. Caleb Dixon, don't look now, but the last time we played in Greenville, we started the best 3 years of USC football. Are you talking about 2011? Because that game was in Charlotte. I think you're talking about 2011, which was definitely at B of A. Brack says Connor's first start ever was against ECU. It was a disaster, and Garcia saved the day. Point being, players grow and get better. Yeah, I mean, Shaw was a young pup at that point, man. Travis says, and with our defense, we did not have to score to win. Yeah. Sean O'Brien, Dowdy Ficklin in Greenville is actually an awesome venue. I can't wait, man. I'm definitely planning on making the trip. I absolutely cannot wait for it. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Again, guys, like I said, quick reminder tomorrow, no Daily Crow tomorrow. I will be on the beach, so enjoying a beach day. So we're going to take a day off. No day, not, I say a day off. I mean, the podcast is going to drop as normal. Content's going to be coming out as normal. Just no Daily Crow. Just no Daily Crow. I will be on the beach, soaking up the sun, relaxing, chilling, having a good old time. So coming back Saturday, though, so I'm not going to be there very long. So the Daily Crow, I think the plan is to roll on as normal next week, honestly. So, Taylor, what games you going to this year? I mean, definitely all the home games. I'm throwing a tailgate for each and every single game, which, by the way, next week is probably when I'll announce the tailgate spot and some of the details of the tailgate. So, I'll be at every home game. I definitely want to make that trip to ECU. I mean, I'd like to go to every single road game too, but will it happen? I'm still trying to iron out the details, but for certain, every home game, no question. Brack, later, man. Hey, appreciate you, Brack. Enjoy your weekend. I know we'll obviously be in touch on social media. You know that. Appreciate you, Brack. Sincerely, man, want to say again, appreciate y'all. All the love and support, tuning into the show day after day after day. The Daily Crow, supporting all the content means the world, man. Thank you. None of this would be possible without you guys. So, like I said, the true day ones right here. The true day ones on the Daily Crow. Really appreciate it. Justin, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. We will have a good time at the beach. It'll be nice to kind of, like I said, get on the beach and relax a little bit and soak up some sun. Like I said, I don't know if we're going to Fripp or Hilton Head or where we're going, but I don't know kind of what the plan is yet. But should be a good time. Should be a good time. Taylor says I'm going to every game except at Mizzou. Damn, you're going to be on the road then. Good deal. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. It's going to be a hell of a season, man. It's going to be a really good time. It's going to be a really, really good time. I mean, I know we're all looking forward to it. It's going to be an extremely fun season. I can't wait. I know we all can't wait. But I can't wait, man. It's, I'm just really happy we're all at least looking forward to Gamecocks football again. And it's, I don't think that's too harsh to say. I think that's very, very fair. With how things have gone of late, I think that's fair. So very excited for what's to come with Shane Beamer and this fall and everything. And, obviously Beamer's crushing the honeymoon phase and they're doing all the right things, saying all the right things, putting in the work. And, we'll see it pan out this fall, man. It's going to be an interesting season, but it's going to be a fun one no matter what, man. I'll tell you what, I just can't wait to be back inside of Willie B with 80,000 screaming, yelling Rowdy Roosters. Oh, I can't wait. Can't freaking wait, man. It's going to be incredible. All right, y'all. Sean O'Brien, Beamer ball plus full capacity. Yes. God. If that don't get you going, I truly don't know what will. All right, guys. Hey, that's going to do it all for me. Appreciate you all tuning in. Like I said, guys, quick reminder, no Daily Crow tomorrow. Podcast will roll on as normal. Also, if you have not done so, check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 462, a really good one. putting a pin in the 2021 Yardcocks baseball season as I give out my official grades for the season, as well as postseason awards for South Carolina baseball. So really, really good stuff, guys. Again, thank you all so much for the love and support this week. Another successful week. And like I said, we're not done yet. Content rolling throughout the week, throughout the weekend. You guys already know the drill. Daily Crow will be back on Monday, though. I can tell you that. We will do the Daily Crow Monday. Probably go all 5 days next week. I mean, why not? Why not? You guys are here. Plenty to talk about. Why don't we do it? So, again, guys, hey, appreciate you all tuning in. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will talk to